optional support under your seat. I want to take a moment to draw the buttock flesh back a little bit. Let the hands rest on the thighs. Roll the shoulders back and down. And get a sense of two energies moving through you. The one that moves down through the pelvis into the earth, we call Apana Vayu. It's responsible for anything moving down, like food through the esophagus into our digestive system, out of the digestive system when we use the bathroom, but also childbirth, menstruation. And then there's an energy that moves upward that creates a sense of lightness through the crown of the head. It's also associated with exhalation. So feel those two energies, and really they meet around your solar plexus. That's where the meeting point is. And while you sit and maybe draw a circle of consciousness around you, let yourself arrive fully in the most present state that you can be in this moment right now. Feel the weight of your hands, feel the weight of your sit bones. Again, the lightness through sternum and crown. Start to soften your facial muscles. And maybe we'll just start with what Tara Brach calls radical acceptance. I know some of you read that book. Some of you may have heard that term. Let's see if we can move into a space where we resist less and accept more. Working with what we've got, with what we're being presented in this moment right now, with our reality as is. And in a tantric concept and philosophy, it's very similar. We become intimate with reality as is before we have a thought about it. We are responsible for our inner states. We are responsible for how much we allow physical conditions, conditions of the people around us, external circumstances affect our inner state. We are responsible for that. All right, let's breathe in through the nose, into the belly. Through the nose, exhale out. Next one, belly and rib cage. Inhale. Through the nose, exhale out. Third one, belly, rib cage, and chest. Exhale out. Repeat belly, rib cage, chest, but let's hold the breath. Make a small opening, blow it out. Repeat. Belly, rib cage, and chest. Through the nose, we breathe in and hold. Make an opening, blow it out. Let's hold this one out and experience emptiness. Okay, last one. Belly, rib cage, top of the chest. Take your chin in a little bit for your Jalandhara Bandha. Draw the low belly in a little bit. Lift the pelvic floor. Hold. And now a sighing sound as you part your lips. And take a moment with your eyes closed and establish your breath in and out through the nose now with that gentle constriction at the base of the throat. So we're starting the pranayama practice that we call Ujjayi pranayama. We've already initiated our mindfulness practice by just observing and accepting and resisting less. And in a moment, we'll begin physical movement as well. Good. So when you're ready, I'd like you to open your eyes, interlace your fingers, and please start with cat spine. So we push the palms forward, press into the back of the heart, rounding your spine, drawing the tailbone forward, chin to chest. And then upright your pelvis, let the spine follow, move your arm bones up and come straight up and down from pelvic floor to crown. Press the mounds of your index fingers up, firm your arms. And some of you may go back a little bit and press the shoulder blades into the heart gently. Good. Now let the palms face your head and move your hands interlaced as they are towards your right ear. So your left inner arm is hugging your left ear. You can keep your hands interlaced or you can grab your wrist. It really doesn't matter. And I just want you to lean a little towards your right. So you're pushing out through the left ribs a little bit. Take a breath in and take a breath out. Then we simply lower the right hand down, walk it out a bit. We straighten the top arm. And now we go deeper into side bending. And there's two ways we can practice this. We can keep both side waists long and just feel the stretch in our right hip and waist. Or we can push into the ribs a little and allow the bottom side waist to shorten a bit. Good. Give that one more breath in. Then we sweep our top arm over the face and down to the floor. And I want you to situate both of your hands in little tents on your fingertips. Your whole torso is directed over your right knee right now. Lift up through the top of the head and then walk your left hand out into a forward fold, spiraling down through your left ribs. Chin a little bit in, so the back of the neck is long. Let's take at least 2 breaths in and out. One more in and out. Now spider walk on your fingertips towards the front. Here's where we take our knees in tighter, flex our ankles, pull the heart forward, roll your shoulders out of your ears. And for this one, forearms to the mat with your palms facing up. Maybe blocks under your forearms. And please focus just on dropping the head. Letting the weight that you carry on shoulders and inside your brain release for a moment. Move the head a little sideways. Yeah, you're still in a hip opener, but it's also about letting the shoulders and head relax. Good. And then you can turn your hands around, lift your elbows to straighten your arms, walk your hands in. Good. Change the crossing of your legs. Change the crossing of your interlace. Press forward. Round your spine. Don't skip this stage. Round, chin in, back door of the heart open. Then roll onto the center of your sit bones and reach your arms up. Right now, your palms are up, your arms are straight, your front ribs coming in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now bending your right elbow, but both elbows really, turn the palms inward. And now your right bicep is by your ear, your left elbow sort of pulls down. You can keep your fingers interlaced or grab your wrist and push out through the right ribs a little bit. See if you can open up some space, get unstuck a little bit. The next step is to walk your left hand out to the side, straighten the top arm, and go deeper into the side waist. Try it both ways, keeping the spine long, the bottom side waist expanded, or letting the bottom ribs crunch a little so you can expand more through the top ribs. Take a full breath in and out. Roll your top hand down. Now position yourself on all 10 fingertips, lifting your chest up over your left knee. We're oriented, and then roll the right ribs down as you reach through the right arm. It's okay to keep your left elbow bent. Do your best to keep your hip grounded. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breathe in and out. Good. Walk your hands all the way forward. So now we want to move our knees in even tighter and flex our ankles. We pull the sternum forward and up. Same as before, lower your forearms to blocks or floor with your palms facing up. Let your head go. You don't want your shoulders up by your ears. So relax them, take the weight off, drop the head, move the head around a little bit. Take another full breath in. Maybe part your lips. Let something go. And then back onto the fingertips. Push, lift your elbows. Walk your hands in. All righty. Let's swing our legs around and make our way to all fours. We're going linear. And if you need a little extra padding under your knees, because we will be lifting our feet up in a moment into a bit of a hamstring curl. So start heart forward, shoulders out of your ears, expanding through the front body while contracting the back body. And then we go back into our cat spine, but we push the mat forward this time and let the hips go slightly behind the knees. And then a little bit of hamstring work. We arch, but we also squeeze. Heels to outer buttock, heart forward. The feet stay flat on the ground as you lift your knees in your cat spine. Lower the knees. Inhale, squeeze feet to outer hips. Exhale, feet down, round, float your knees. One more time, squeezing the feet. And maybe go a little higher with your knees to increase the stretch through the tops of the feet. Some of you can go pretty high with your hips, almost into a version of down dog. And then release. Good. Anahata, we walk our hands forward. This focus now is thoracic spine opening, hips over knees. Let your heart melt. Some of you will bring the forehead down. Some of you will keep melting and maybe the chin, the chest come to the ground. Breathe in and breathe out. Press into your palms, lift your ribs, and then walk your hands in. We are ready for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Tuck your toes, go up and back. So let's paddle for a moment. And I want you to just choose a pace that's slow, where you can increase your awareness about the muscles you're actually stretching, including the calf and Achilles. And maybe the hip of the bent knee can drop a little bit more as you straighten your arms. We're feeling the physical sensation with curiosity, with tenderness. And every time you breathe out, we let something else resolve, maybe some tension moving out of the body. And then please straighten both legs as much as you can, reaching the toes forward, reaching the heels down. So even here, the arches are alive. And that may be tricky if you have a foot injury, but I want you to feel even weight if possible through the balls of the feet and heels, but the toes may become lighter. Take another breath here. Exhale out. Good. Lower your knees for a moment. Keep your toes tucked, but bring them together and sit back. So if this is too much for your feet today, you just sit on a block with your toes pointing back. Take your hands together at your heart space and lift the top of the head and soften the belly and groins. Inhale and exhale. Good, that's enough. Now forward fold, fingertips down. Lift your knees. Lift your hips, heels down, feet hips distance. Take one breath where you first pull the heart forward to get even longer through the front. And then we grab our elbows and drop the head. And as we draw the belly in, we can tug on our elbows a little bit to find some space in the side waist. Head hanging, eyes open. Last breath. Exhale. Good. Hands to shins or ankles. Let's pull the heart forward. Please do the version where your thumbs press into your inner ankles, your collarbones widen, your low belly comes in, and then we can walk it back, right back to downward facing dog. Now, first lion's breath. Let's make it count. Inhale. Good. And let's take a few steps forward all the way to the front of the mat. Good. This time, line up fingertips with toes as you pull the chest forward. Stay. Hands to hips. Exhale out. Rise up on the inhale. Good. Interlace your hands at your tailbone. Roll your shoulder hits back. Draw the elbows in. Put a little bend in your knees. Straighten your arms and float your sternum up as you breathe in and expand. And then right back, forward fold. Arms go up and over. You could be holding a strap. Can you distribute the weight evenly in your feet? And I do want you to press the big toe mounds down. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Let your hands come down. This is a good time to bring in your blocks if you haven't yet, just on either side of your feet. We'll go into some lunges. Let's find our flamingo. So you have both knees bent, hands on blocks, right heel squeezes in, right leg straightens, and we step back. Before we lower the knees, stay in your high lunge. So hands to blocks, knee over ankle. You're squeezing the hips low, but you're resisting with your right thigh bone. Get into the habit of moving your front knee into your arm. Breathe in. Squeeze the hips a ½ inch lower while keeping the back leg as straight as you can. And then lower the knee down. Untuck your toes. Let's move the chest forward and up. The hips squeeze forward and down. And then we simply take left hand to thigh. Right elbow cuts across. This is our first twist today. Well, we had a little twist when we were forward folding, but this is a little more in depth. Hands at the heart. If hands at the heart is ever too much, I want you to keep your left thumb in your hip crease and just do your arm, okay? That's a version of a twist. Arms straight, otherwise you have your elbows bent. Take a full breath in. Always wait for the exhale. Hands to blocks, straighten your front leg. Push your heel an inch or two forward so you can draw toes to shin. Send your chest forward, drop your left hip. Take one forward fold on the exhale. Then lift your chest, rebend your front knee. No worries, we'll go deeper into that hamstring in just a moment. Tuck your back toes, straighten both legs hard forward, and go back in. Forward fold. Good. Lift your chest, bend your front knee. Next down dog is on blocks. Pick it up, step it back. Take a few moments. So your feet may be a little closer now. Keep your front ribs in, arms straight, tops of the thighs back, eyes open. Let go and allow. When you're ready, heels high. Some of you will do better lowering the knees first, turning the blocks to the highest level, and then stepping the right foot up. Some of you can do it from here. So if your knee is down, lift it in the back so that we're in a high lunge. Knee over ankle, squeeze the hips, resist with your left thigh bone. Arms straight, heart forward, your front knee into your arm. How's the quality of your breath? Is it smooth? Is it even? Can you go a little lower with your hips so you feel a deeper psoas stretch? Inhale. Exhale. Good. Back knee lowers to earth. We untuck the back toes. Now let your hips go even further downward and forward while the chest lifts. And then we can take right hand to thigh. Left elbow cuts across, or right thumb, right hip crease, and just the forearm against the knee. If your lower back speaks to you right now, telling you it's too much to add a deep lunge with a twist, you just have to come out of your lunge a little bit. And hopefully that takes some pressure off the back. 2 breaths here. Feel into it. And give yourself an opportunity to release it. 1 more. Good. Hands to blocks. We straighten our front leg and we do push our foot forward a little bit. Let the right hip drop, unround your spine, and then forward fold. We'll go back in a moment. Rebend your knee, tuck your back toes, straighten both legs, kick that back heel back. Heart forward is your inhale, forward fold is your exhale. Good. Rebend your front knee. Let's step it forward this time. Push and step. Spread your toes, lift your heart, hug the outer hips in. Forward fold, either using your blocks under your hands or moving the blocks out of the way with your palms flat. You're pointing your sit bones up, you're relaxing your neck, elbows point back. Good. And then we rise up, pushing the feet, circling the arms. Exhale the hands to the heart space. Take a full breath in and out. So now that we've warmed up some muscle groups and did some spinal rotations, let's go through 3 modified sun salutations. So we get the feeling of being in the flow a little bit more, in the flow of life. Arms down, eyes open. Deep breath, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step to plank. Shift forward a little. First your knees, then hips and chest. Lower slowly with your elbows tucked in. Find your cobra. Inhale. Lower down. Exhale. Push into hands and knees. All 4s, inhale. Return, downward facing dog. Here we take a few breaths. You can refine your pose in the beginning, but at some point we're not going for perfection. We're not fidgeting around if you can help it. Your body is still, and the only thing that's moving is your breath. Good. Lift your heels. Now, some of you will take a few mini steps. Some of you will take 1 and then another big step. Some of you will practice your jumps. At the front of the mat, we lift our heart. Forward fold, exhale, palms flat. Please rise up, long spine, all the way to the top. Hands go to heart, exhale. Again, inhale. This is your moving meditation. We're just moving the blood around in our bodies. We're strengthening, lengthening muscles. Inhale, lift. We're shifting out of certain stagnation, perhaps. You're in plank, shifting forward. Now you get to decide, knees or no knees, lower to the floor. Does your cobra want to come a little higher? Exhale back down. Same pushing into all fours. Inhale. And your transition. Downward dog, 5 breaths. A little more weight in your inner palms while you keep hugging the outer upper arms in. The tops of the thigh bones back, the toes reaching forward. Inhale. And exhale. One more. In. Out. Now make your way to the front of the mat. Feel free to take a few mini steps. If it tickles you, you can jump. You can also go into your lunge and then step up. Heart forward. Forward fold. Use your inhale. Draw the outer hips in as you rise. Hands to heart. Exhale. Good. So before we do our last cycle, and then we go into some standing poses, I want you to close your eyes for a moment and make this last sun salutation very intentional. You can call in an affirmation, sankalpa, intention, something you'd like to cultivate or manifest, or you can make this next sun salutation about dropping weight, releasing and shedding, whatever that is for you, but make it meaningful. Arms down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, heart space lifting. Exhale to plank. Shift forward, lower, with or without your knees, halfway or all the way. Cobra, hammock, or upward facing dog, because you decide what's right for you. And then make your transition into your downward facing dog. Now let's take a lion's breath. Inhale, stick out your tongue. One more breath in, and for this exhale, we lower our knees and come into child's pose. And we give ourselves a moment to balance effort and surrender, action and inaction, steadiness and ease, doing and being. Accepting versus rejecting. Moving through whatever it is that feels a little calcified. Just breaking little pieces of calcification open so it can dislodge. Good. All righty. Let's take our fingertips next to our knees. Lift the head, lift the torso. Lean into the hands to tuck your toes under. Lift your knees. Drop your heels. If you can, arms go up as you rise. Otherwise, hands down. Lift your hips, hands to hips, and rise. So we're meeting here with our arms down by our sides. And then I want to do a couple of standing poses together to develop a sense of dharana concentration, a little bit of discipline. Now that we moved and flowed a little bit through water, let's find some stillness. So we step our feet far apart. Since we did some hamstring opening, we'll start with our triangle pose. So take your arms out, expand a little bit by moving your arm bones back. And then on your front heel, which is your right heel, turn the toes, the knee, the thigh out. Bring your back toes in. Don't lean forward yet. So there's a little bit of a hugging in through your outer left hip. Breathe in, look forward. Now feel it. Slide back, reach forward. Take your hand to block or floor. Take your left arm up. This is one where we want both side waists equal in length. Spin open, keep your ribs in. feel your right buttock. It's actually easier to find when you put a little bend in your front knee. You can re-straighten the leg, but keep the right buttock engaged. Keep your big toe mount pressing down. Inhale. Exhale. Give your right hand a little less weight and turn your core on a little bit more. Stand in your back foot a little bit more. Good. Now look down. Take your left hand to your hip. Bend your front knee. Using your core, slip your right forearm onto the thigh. Push into it. Lift this right hip bone up a little bit. Draw the belly in and keep the chest turned open. Move your knee to the right with your forearm. Send your top arm over your ear. 3 breaths here. Can you feel the outer edge of the back foot planted? The weight in the front heel. Just the front heel. Inhale. Exhale. Warrior 2. Come on up. You already have this right hip bone lifted. Same as triangle, but the front knee is bent. Same orientation. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more inhale. And an exhale. Now straighten your leg. Keep your arms up. Parallel your feet. Right arm up. Left thumb down. Let's grab our shirt. If you'd rather hold a strap, get a strap. If you can, hook your fingers. Most of us will hold our shirt or a strap. Right elbow up, left shoulder, head back. Breathe in. Take a forward fold. Breathe out. So if your right elbow is digging into the ground, you walk your feet in just a little closer. Please stay for 3 more breaths. The back of your left hand against the middle of your back is an invitation to move the upper spine in. Just breath in and out. We wiggle our feet a little closer. We put a bend in our knees and then long spine. Rise up. Take your arms out to the sides. Flex your wrists so the palms press imaginary walls away from you. Lower your arms. Good. Take a moment. Raise your arms. The feet may be too close. We're turning our left leg out. We're swiveling our right heel back. Hug this outer hip in a little bit so that you're upright. Inhale, chest is lifting. Exhale, slide your hips back. Reach forward. Find your block, any height. Take your right arm up. Both sideways, long and growing. Chest open. I want you to pay attention to your neck and keep it in line with your spine. Find your outer left hip and press your big toe mount down. Follow the breath in and out. An awareness of the central channel here from pelvic floor to crown of the head. Breathe in one more time. Breathe out. Look down, right hand to hip. We bend our front knee. We use the core for a moment to lift the hand, forearm perpendicular. Push into the forearm to lift this left hip bone off the thigh, the belly in, and then we can add our arm. Close your armpit. Wrap your tricep toward the tip of the nose. Keep moving your knee towards the left. Back leg is straight. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, inhale. Exhale. Top arm up, belly in, warrior 2. Good. You want to hug this right hip into the center a little bit so that you're not leaning forward. Arms spreading. Can you go a little deeper into the front knee while keeping the front heel rooted? The outer edge of the back foot pressing. Inhale. Exhale. See if we can take one more breath cycle here. Good. Straighten the leg. Keep your arms up at parallel your feet. Left arm up, right thumb down. Hold your shirt or a strap or hook your fingers. Breathe in. Breathe out and hinge. Take your feet a little closer if your elbow is already touching the ground. Let the back of the right hand be an invitation to move the upper spine in. Breathe. Notice all the intensity, perhaps in your hamstrings or your shoulders or wrists, but also tap into the quieting and calming of the forward fold, of the inversion. One more breath in. So bring your feet closer, bend your knees, long spine, outer hip support. We rise, arms go out. Lower your arms, adjust your feet. We'll go into our malasana. We transition into the quieting and preparation of meditation. Turn the toes out. Inhale, both arms up through the center as we bend our knees. Malasana. Sit on a block if you like. Do your best to keep your arches alive. A couple more breaths. Those are the two energies again, down through the pelvis, up through the crown. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the palms face up as you round your spine. And when you're ready, release the sit bones down. Beautiful. Let's open our legs wide. Face the right leg. You're propped up on your hands. Walk it out. Take a forward fold. Just a breath or two. You may be holding your foot. You may stay on your fingertips. Bring the hands back in. Slow transition to the other side. Walk it out. We're back in our kidney and side of the low back. Bring it back. Center yourself. I like to use some blocks, maybe bolsters on top. One for the rib cage, one for the head. The bolster can be on top to make that whole support system a little higher. Important that you rest your head and relax your shoulders, and that you bring your body into symmetry. I'd like us to take 3 breath cycles, making the exhalations a little bit longer than the inhalations. Again. Walk your hands in. Come on. All right, my dears. Now we can scoot our hands under our knees and come into a comfortable seated position. So we'll go into our meditation. This is the time where you bring in a candle or not. Make your space a little more sacred. Find something to sit on, get a sip of water. And then eventually you're in a comfortable seated position, which does not have to be cross-legged. I want you to make sure you're warm enough, and ideally there's no draft. And when you're ready, please sit with your eyes closed. with your hands either resting palms down on your thighs, palms up, or Dhyani Mudra, which is left hand bottom, right hand on top like a basket, and the thumbs touching. You've gotten all the tension out of the body, hopefully. You're sitting in a position that doesn't strain your knees or your low back. So make sure your feet are placed in a way that's as comfortable as possible. We're going to start by imagining a substance like warm honey, or if you prefer, white light. Imagine that right at the crown of your head, really above the crown of your head. I want you to imagine it very slowly moving down over your face, down the side of your head, down the back of your head. It relaxes every single muscle in the body. Smaller muscles, bigger muscles. Some muscles look small, but they have the tendency to be very tight, like the masseter muscle. Allow this warm honey to melt slowly down from the crown of the head into your throat and jaw, down your neck, into the shoulders, spreading slowly down your arms, through the heart center, through the back body. And as it moves down, the soft, relaxing energy penetrates you. Feel it moving down into your belly, your digestive system, down your low back and side waist, all the way to the base of the pelvis. And then feel it spreading down the legs, relaxing all the muscles, spreading its healing energy through your joints, knees, shins and calves, into your ankles, into the arch, softening any knots that you may experience in your arch, all the way down into your toes. So now your body is very relaxed, open. Now I want you to bring your awareness into your root, and it's really your pelvic floor. Some say the tip of your tail, but it's really your pelvic floor. Into our first energy center, which is called Muladhara Chakra. And chakra in Sanskrit is a wheel, an energy center. All 7 of them are located around this axis, on this axis called the Shushumna. So I want you to imagine a globe, a vortex, an energy center, which is a wheel spinning. Color red, right at the root of your pelvis, your perineum. The sense associated with this energy center is smell. Mm-hmm. And the body parts that relate to this energy center are the bones, which includes our teeth, the spine, specifically the base of the spine, but also the legs, the ankles, and our feet. And when this energy is balanced, we feel grounded and stable and present, able to take care of our survival needs, feeling at home in our body, comfortable in our own skin. We have an inner support system. We feel a sense of belonging. Mm-hmm. Each one of these energy centers has a sound, like a seed sound, called a bija sound. And the bija sound for this root chakra is Lam. So we're going to chant it together now. Big breath in. Lam. As you visualize a sphere, a globe, a vortex of red spinning energy at the base of the spine, I'd like you to become aware of any emotions or restrictions or limitations that you may be feeling there. Breathe into it. And with your exhale, release any blockages that you may have in that energy center. Forgive, let go, and be free. And remember that the energy centers distribute prana in that area of the body. So now that we're releasing blockages there, I want you to feel the prana moving in your legs and your ankles and your feet, dissolving any knots in the arches of your feet. While you continue to visualize the color ruby red spinning right at the base of your spine. And your affirmation for this energy center is, I am safe, secure. I am at home in my body. I belong here. The earth supports and nourishes me. Then move your awareness a few inches higher into your Svadhisthana chakra, your sacral chakra, just below the navel. And whereas the first energy center was related to earth, this is related to water, color orange, related to the sense of taste. The body parts related to this energy center are our hips, our sacrum, our low back, our sexual organs, our entire reproductive system. When this energy center is balanced, we have emotional intelligence, sensuality, sacred sexuality, our ability to go with the flow, to be fluid and graceful movement, feeling vibrant, feeling pleasure, creativity, and connectivity. And so I want you to visualize now a globe of vortex of orange color spinning in your sacred center, your sacrum, your svadhisthana, your lower belly. Feel it spinning at just the right speed. Feel into any emotional blockages that you may have around this center. Breathe into it. And as you breathe out, release any obstructions, forgive, let go, and be free. And allow universal life force to be distributed now from this energy center into the hips, the sacrum, the low back, the sexual organs. The bija sound of this energy center is Vam. So we'll chant that together once. Take a deep breath in. Vam. Letting ourselves be filled up with satisfaction, with connection, with sensuality. Next, bring your awareness into your Manipura chakra, which is the solar plexus, the upper abdomen, so a couple of inches above the navel. This energy center is connected to fire. The color is golden yellow like the sun. The sense attached to it is our sight. The body parts related to it are our organs of digestion, pancreas, adrenals, liver, and our core. When this energy center is balanced, we experience self-confidence. We're self-motivated, connected to our center, aligned with purpose, able to take risks. We feel playful and radiant. This energy center represents the core of our personality, willpower, perception of self, and who we are and where we're going. It also allows us to accept responsibility. So now imagine a sphere of golden light spinning 2 inches above your navel at just the right speed. And then breathe into any obstruction that you may be feeling in that energy center. Anything that's holding you back from feeling connected or from feeling a sense of responsibility, self-confidence, and motivation. And as you breathe out, release any blockages, forgive and let go and be free. And let's chant that mantra or that bija sound, which is Ram, R-A-M. Breathe in deeply. Ram. Allowing the life force in this energy center to be distributed throughout your digestive system, your pancreas, your adrenals, your liver, and your core. Next, bring your awareness to the bridge, the energy center that we call Anahata, which is in your heart. And it's the bridge between the lower 3 and the higher 3, which are more spiritual. The location is the center of your chest. The element related to it is air. The color is green. Sense of touch is related to it. The body parts related to this energy center, of course, is the heart, but also the lungs, the chest, our breasts, shoulders, arms, hands, middle to upper back, but also our circulatory and respiratory system, lymphatic system, and thymus gland. When this energy center is balanced, we feel radical self-love, self-acceptance, compassion. We're intimate with ourselves and others. We have good boundaries. We're empathetic. So now let's imagine a sphere of green light spinning right at the center of our chest. Your affirmations while you imagine this green light spinning is, I love, I am love. I'm worthy of love. I love and accept myself completely. I live and speak through compassion. I experience joy. And then contact and breathe into any obstructions that you may be feeling around this energy center, something that's holding you back from self-love and compassion. And as you breathe out, please release and forgive and let go and be free. And allow the universal life force, the prana, to be distributed from that energy center around your chest and lungs and breasts and shoulders and arms. And let's chant the bija sound, Yam, Y-A-M. Take a deep breath in. Yam. So now we're moving into the first of the more spiritual centers, which is your throat. This is called Vishuddhi Chakra. So bring your attention to the center of your throat, the pit of your throat, between the front and back. The element associated with is a space or sound. The sense is hearing. The color is blue. The body parts related to this is the throat, but also the vocal cords, the cervical spine, the ears, the jaw, the tongue, and the trachea. When we're balanced in that energy center, we speak authentically from our hearts. We're good listeners. We're honest, true, trustworthy. We have a good sense of pacing and timing. We are equally able to speak clearly, coherently, but also able to listen. We speak our own truth. We stand up for ourselves. So now please imagine a vortex of energy in your throat, the color blue, maybe if a blue sphere spinning. Mm-hmm. Work through any emotions that rise up while you picture the spinning vortex, any blockages that may be rising up for you. And as you breathe out any blocking energy that might obstruct the flow of this energy center, releasing, forgiving, and letting go of the feelings that no longer serve you. Be free. And now chanting the bija sound, which is hum, H-A-M. Breathe in. Hum. Next, bring your awareness into your third eye, into your Agnya Chakra. The physical location is your brow center. Element light. Color indigo. The sense connected to this is your sixth sense, which is your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner guidance. The body parts related to this energy center is the forehead, but also the eyes, the brain, the pineal gland, and our nervous system. When this energy center is balanced, we feel strong intuition, clear insight, creative imagination, strong memory, able to manifest. We are able to balance the right and left hemispheres of the brain. Your affirmation is, I see, I am magic. I am envisioning. And we see both the seen and the unseen worlds, accessing our inner guidance from the depth of our being. Now imagine an indigo-colored vortex spiraling and spinning in your third eye center. Breathe into any obstruction or emotion that you may feel around that energy center. And then breathe out any blocking energy that might obstruct the flow of this wheel. And release and forgive and let go of the feelings that no longer serve you around this energy. And then we chant the bija sound, Om, together. Inhale. Om. Moving on to our last energy center, right at the top of the head. The name is Sahasra. And it really means the lotus of 1,000 petals. So the crown of the head, this is beyond any element. It's also beyond a specific sense. It's also beyond a sound. The color is either white or violet. You choose one. The body parts related to this energy center is the crown of the head, the skull, the cranial bones, the cranial nerves, and our nervous system. Here's where we transcend our ego, where we experience inner peace, gratitude, connect to a higher power, feel the interconnectedness to all living things and the divine source of creation. Your affirmation here is, I know divinity flows through me. I am free. I am one with all existence. I experience oneness, deep, mystical, unifying force. Let's imagine a globe of either white or violet light spinning right at the crown of our head. Breathe into it, contact and work through any emotions that may rise up and block that energy. And as you breathe out any of that obstruction that you may be perceiving, anything that blocks that flow, and release, forgive. Let go of those feelings that no longer serve you in that energy center, and be free. And now we'll chant in succession the 6 bija sounds, because the 7th doesn't have a bija sound. The sounds are Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. 3 times. Inhale. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. Lam, Vam, Ram, Yam, Ham, Om. And for the last minute, I would like you to pick one energy center that you feel needs a little more attention. And we're going to meditate with the bija sound as a mantra mentally recited. So if you feel any blockages in your root, remember legs, ankles, knees, and feet. Or if you're feeling ungrounded, please mentally recite the mantra Lam silently for the next minute. If you feel any blockages in your sacral chakra revolving around sensuality, sexuality, pleasure, I want you to mentally recite Vam for the next minute. If you're feeling any blockages in your core, in your Manipura, in your sense of self, any issues with self-confidence or self-motivation, chant or mentally recite Ram. If you feel blockages in your heart revolving around self-love, self-acceptance, or self-compassion, please chant or mentally recite the mantra Yam. If you're feeling any constrictions around your throat, your Vishuddha, and around self-expression and speaking your truth, please mentally recite Ham. And if you're feeling blockages in your third eye around intuition, self-knowing, self-guidance, please mentally recite Om. If you're feeling disconnected from the cosmos or from consciousness, there is no specific mantra. You're just focusing on your higher self. So take another 45 seconds or so. And now visualize all your energy centers perfectly balanced, equally connected to the cosmos and the earth. And then join your hands at your heart. Bow your head down. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we know the beauty of our own true beauty. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing. May we be safe. And may we feel connected. Namaste.